When you watch Fury, it's easy to get lost in the roar of tank treads, the smoke and the grit of World War II's final days. But look a little closer, really study the uniforms, and you'll see the story of each man written in fabric stains and shrapnel scars. Costume design in Fury wasn't just about historical accuracy. It was a language. Every stitch, every patch, every layer of mud tells you who these soldiers are, what they've seen, and what they've become. Take Don Wardaddy Collier, played by Brad Pitt. His uniform speaks before he ever says a word. The field jacket, standard issue, M1941, isn't fresh or polished. It's torn, sun-bleached and caked with dust from 100 battlefields. His leather tanker jacket is a visual relic. The edges worn smooth from years of combat, the colour faded to near brown-grey. It's not just a costume. It's armour, authority and trauma stitched together. His sleeves rolled tight, his gloves never off, his collar turned up like a barrier between him and the world. You don't need dialogue to know he's seen too much. Now contrast that with Norman Ellison, the new recruit. His uniform is almost spotless when he first appears, the olive drab still green, the canvas still stiff. No oil stains, no rips, no sweat salt on the shoulders. It's visual innocence, fragile and temporary. As the film grinds forward, his look transforms before our eyes. By the time he climbs out of that tank in the final act, his once pristine outfit looks eerily like Wardaddy's, symbolic of how war doesn't just age you, it absorbs you. Then there's Boyd Bible Swan, played by Shia LaBeouf. His uniform is technically identical to the others. Same tanker jacket, same field trousers, but the way he wears it tells a different story. His shirt buttons are uneven, his collar frayed, and his helmet strap always half loose. He looks like a man caught between faith and fury. The cross on his neck is the only clean thing left, glinting in the dust. The costume designer, Anna B. Shepherd, once said she wanted Bible's clothes to look like they'd been prayed in and bled in. Mission accomplished. The rest of the crew, too, are walking narratives. Grady Kunas Travis, the loader, wears his jacket like a second skin, smeared with grease and gunpowder. His trousers are patched with what looks like old canvas, probably tank tarp. His boots are cracked, his cuffs rolled too high. He looks like he's been living inside that tank for months, which, in a way, he has. Then there's Gordo, the driver, whose helmet liner is dark with oil, his jacket darker still. Their costumes merge with their machine. They are the tank, human extensions of the Sherman itself. What's remarkable about Fury's wardrobe is how subtly it communicates hierarchy and experience. The longer a soldier has survived, the less standard his outfit becomes. Regulations fade in the face of reality. Belts, scarves, captured gear, it all becomes a patchwork of survival. Wardaddy's pistol belt, for example, is customized with German webbing, a small detail you'd miss unless you're looking. It's a visual metaphor. He's turned the enemy's tools against them, adapting as war demands. And then there's the dirt. Fury doesn't treat grime as decoration. It's storytelling. The mud, oil and soot on those uniforms were applied layer by layer, not splattered on randomly. The crew reportedly rolled their costumes through actual tank grease to achieve the texture of real wear. You can almost smell the diesel and iron. When the movie shifts from daylight to night battles, you notice how the uniforms absorb light. Dull, heavy, exhausted, just like the men inside them. Even the helmets tell tales. Norman's is too big at first, sitting awkwardly high on his head. By mid-film, it's strapped lower, the chin strap stained and stretched, as though moulded by fear and sweat. Wardaddy's tanker helmet is scuffed and scarred, the padding dark from years of use. Bible's has markings carved into it, small, personal graffiti that blurs regulation and faith. These are not props. They're psychological armour, carrying the memories of every shell burst and every comrade lost. The film's costume realism extends beyond just the US side. The German uniforms that appear, even briefly, are tailored with brutal precision. Clean lines, sharp buttons, order against chaos. When the Fury crew captures and kills SS troops, the contrast between immaculate German uniforms and the Americans' filthy patch jackets couldn't be starker. It's not just about aesthetics, it's the entire war summarized in clothing. One side polished to represent ideology, the other surviving by erosion. Even the environment collaborates with the wardrobe. The rain darkens their jackets, and the mud stains, well, they rise higher scene by scene. By the end, they look like ghosts of soldiers, men halfway buried before they die. Costume in Fury isn't costume anymore. It's, camouflage for souls. All this detail creates an unspoken rhythm that pulls the viewer deeper into the realism. When you see Norman's trembling hands gripping that bloodied uniform sleeve, you're not just watching a character's arc. You're witnessing the cost of transformation. And that's the genius of it. The clothes don't just change with the men. They are the change. What's most haunting, though, is what happens when the battle ends. As dawn breaks after the climactic fight, the surviving uniforms hang in silence. No motion, no voices, just fabric slumped in death. In those final shots, you realize the uniforms outlast their wearers. They become the only witnesses left. That's why Fury remains one of the most visually powerful World War II films ever made. Beneath the mud and misery, it's not just about tanks or tactics. It's about identity. It's about what happens when a man's uniform becomes his skin, and how, in war, even the clothes tell the truth.